The talent is there, worthy of being the number one pick, worthy of being the Heisman Trophy winner, worthy of being the Elite 11 MVP and number one recruit in the country. Like that part hasn't changed for me. I think, however you want to classify this, I would put it in let's just use this word, failure. Okay, this hasn't been the CJ Stroud year from last year, right? Or Jaden from this year. So for his standards, which has been number one, like all the way through, this is a step back, whatever. If this is classified as a failure, not that it's his fault, right? All the pieces around him. I think for guys who've had nothing but success, a failure year where it didn't go the way that you had envisioned actually can be really good for your growth. I think it's been really good for a lot of people's growth in the background, in the past. I think it's been good for Sam Darnold's development. Just like when we look at Josh Allen and we say no offers, had to go to JUCO. Well, that was failure early. It didn't work.
Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady.
I think a healthy dose of a tough year for the incredibly confident and incredibly talented players, which is what Caleb Williams is, I think it can actually do wonders. And I think we're going to see his best ball ahead of him. And I'm not really concerned with Caleb's future looking out. I think he's in a really tough spot right now, and he needs to get better. And for the first time in his life, in his football career, it's not just him wanting to get better. It's obvious he needs to improve. He needs to find ways to improve. I think that's healthy for the really elite thinkers, really elite confidence guys, and the really elite talents.
Okay.
Yes. This is what I've been saying. This is what I've been saying all season. And this is what I've said going into this season. If you remember, you probably won't. As I say, I make a lot of videos. I have like well over 100 Chicago Bears Caleb Williams videos alone just this season. Someone like Caleb Williams, all the successes that he's had going into this year, the way I kept phrasing is that you need to get humbled. You need to get smacked in the face. You need to get punched in the face. I mean, you need to have the moments where you are looking in the mirror, laying in bed, sleepless, and you're just like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? What is wrong? Do I belong here? You have to have that doubt. And like I always reference, like I can all but guarantee you, Patrick Mahomes has laid in bed and just thought, I can't do this. I don't belong here. I guarantee you to a degree, he probably still has some of those moments where he's just like, am I losing it? And it's like, no, I'm not. And you have to learn how to battle that. You know, I mean, like it's just a thing that happens. And you have to be humbled. And these people who are so successful early on in their careers, no matter what they do, and we see this all the time with like pop stars and other celebrities when they start really young, unless you really get humbled, you become a very bizarre human being. It's like impossible to grow. You have no reason to not have a massive ego. You have no reason to be humble. You have no reason to seek to learn because you really do believe like you're a god. Like, how could you think of anything else? If you had success in every single thing you did, you would literally see yourself as like a god. You're making all this money. Everyone's telling you how amazing you are. You have genuine power. Genuine power. I don't know how many of you have ever really got to experience like actual power in your life. It can get out of control. I haven't necessarily had times where I had a lot of power. I had times where I thought I had power and it was like, this feels pretty good. And then you're like, oh, never mind. And I lost it. Oh, I was right there. No, slipped between my fingers. But it's a real thing. And something like this, I really do believe it accelerates your growth and is crucial for your development and growth in all aspects of your life. I am really the person I am today because of my failures. If I continued the trajectory that I wish I did, you know, not saying that I wish I did now, but back then, years and years and years ago, I would be a huge jerk. I'd be probably a monster, honestly. If I was able to continue the growth as I was, not only either as an athlete or any other ventures I had going on in my life, it's not so clear to me that I would be a very good person. because why would I need to? The who I was, and like, I wouldn't need to change. I wouldn't need to grow because who I am. Look at all the success I have. This is what I want, and I know what I want because what I want has gotten me here today. Has it gotten you here today? No, it hasn't. So listen to me and let me do what I want. I mean, like, that's the type of person you become. It's all me, 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 me. But when you fail and fail and fail and get humbled, you realize there's a lot of things out of my control. And when I do have some success, I can be like, oh, you know what? Like, I had a lot of help. I had a lot of support. I had a lot of luck. And it just makes you more well-rounded. It makes you more grateful. It makes you more understanding. It helps you see the clarity of the actual accuracy of the moment. And I agree with Jordan Palmer where it's like the talent is obviously there. The skill set is obviously there. Everyone's so quick to jump on Caleb. And it's like, to some degree, it still entertains me. But to the other side, it also kind of like frustrates me. Because it fundamentally doesn't make sense. When things don't make sense, when I see people respond in a way that I really struggle to make sense of, like, I like it makes me feel stuck in the mud. Like, I can't always wrap my head around it. And like when people kind of come out and say, oh, Caleb Williams is obviously bum. He's a trash. He's bust. He's this. He's that. It's like the experience of gaslighting, even though I don't think they're doing it on purpose, because I think it's what they truly believe. And they're just now sharing their opinion. But it's not what I see. So then it makes me feel like I'm experiencing a different reality than other people. And I'm like, what? That's not what I'm seeing. And that's not true. So then I am grateful when someone like Jordan Palmer, who will know way more about, I mean, he literally works with Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, like the guys, Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's worked with everyone. He's amazing at what he does. And he's like, oh yeah, without a doubt. It's there. And I'm like, okay, good. If I'm on the same side as someone like Jordan Palmer, then it's like, all right, I know I'm like, can't be too far off. And I love what he's putting there, what he's kind of saying about, the importance of failure and all of that and kind of what it can do to help Caleb. And I do believe that when you get put in a significantly better situation, he will be better. I think it's obviously there. It's not there right now for him to be able to overcome some of these things. But to me, the talent is obviously there. And he, just like I kind of said about Sam Darnold and Justin Herbert and stuff, where I said, coaching and situation, those will be like such great examples that we'll be able to reference 10 years from now, right? We'll be able to like, remember Sam Darnold when he went to Minnesota? Remember Justin Herbert when he finally got Harbaugh? Right? We'll be able to reference that. And I feel like Caleb, because these days, for the most part, people will still be like, Peyton Manning had a terrible rookie year, Josh Allen's completion percentage, et cetera, et cetera. I feel like 5-10 years from now, when some other quarterback, Jonathan Smith, comes into the league, and he's like, has a really rough go at it, and everyone's like, he's so bad, we'll be like, remember Caleb Williams' rookie year? Remember, Caleb Williams didn't pop until his 4th year, and he's a 3-time Super Bowl winner, whatever it is. I really believe that'll be Caleb's story, as long as he wants it to be. I think there's 2 things that could defeat Caleb, really mainly only one. Because I think even if the one, I would say the team around him and the franchise around him. But I think even then, if it does, he'd move on somewhere else and get another chance somewhere else. Again, like Sam Darnold. So I don't even think that would defeat him in the short term. But mentally more than anything. If he's just like kind of crumbles underneath it. And I don't think he will, because the fact that he's already composed himself to the level that he has here, I think is actually pretty remarkable. And considering, and this is what Jordan Palmer talked about, how insanely confident someone like Caleb Williams is. The fact that he didn't kind of just keep pushing blame to other people and try to be like, not me, don't look at me, man, I'm doing everything I can. He didn't do that. And that's actually pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing for someone his age and his level of experience, for him to just really take it, and him to even take on blame a lot of times at like a press conference when it's obviously like he's not the one to blame. He always says, I got to do better, this, that. Like, those are all the right things to say. And it's very impressive. because we got plenty of examples of players not doing that. Quarterbacks not doing that. You probably experience it in just, again, your personal life, whether it's work, family, whatever. This guy has the spotlight on him. It would be very easy for him to be like, hey, man, you know, it's hard to get things going when you get a new coach and a new I mean, he doesn't say that. He really doesn't. He's not throwing people under the bus. We got Aaron Rodgers doing it, you know, seemingly every other day. So I think it's pretty impressive, honestly. I really, really do. And I think he will surprise a lot of people moving forward. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Caleb Williams? Do you agree with Palmer that, you know, the talent and the skill set is clearly elite and clearly there? And do you think he will be able to redeem himself in the years to come? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.